Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Artanis Casting. Today I have for you in the red trunks playing Zerg SirLoui, facing off against, in the blue trunks, Artanis, who's playing Protoss. Both players exchanging good luck to each other for this match. We're on Tal'Darim altars, and as you can see, Artanis has spawned in the top right, with SirLoui in the bottom right. So there is a significant air and ground distance between both players. So we could see Phoenix harassment of SirLoui's mineral lines, as there is a nice large air gap around the back of SirLoui's main. And for SirLoui we could see extensive bailing drops, again, around the back of Artanis' main and on the bridge of his natural. Because of the wide open spaces we have on Tal'Darim altar, such as this centre and all the paths going through, we could see extensive use of bailings by SirLoui to surround Artanis' army. Artanis could also counter this using significant sentry play, which we could expect him to see anyway, as blocking off this ramp could be critical. Now, because of the significant ground and air distance, SirLoui can fast expand to this natural hit without having too much harassment. Again, so could Artanis. So this should play out to be an interesting macro game. If we look, we can see Artanis has already started putting his wall off down to stop any early Zergling rushes. SirLoui is still joining up, getting his expansion before anything else, so he is going for an incredibly fast expand, realising that no harassment can come from Artanis at this time. Double pylon going down for Artanis, so again, if he gets any early Zergling rushes, which he won't because SirLoui has gone fast expand, if the Zerglings manage to take down one pylon, it won't be able to shut down his gateway and cybernetics core. We can see a extractor and spawning pool going down for SirLoui. Normal standing opening build. He does have 3 drones on the extractor, so he will be going for speed as soon as the spawning pool is complete, providing he has the minerals for it. He most certainly will have the gas for it. We can see SirLoui is going for a bit of a gas steal, just to keep that drone inside of Artanis' base for as long as possible. This will provide him with plenty of scouting information. We can see overlords are moving across the map just to give vision, just to see if there's any pylons or any shenanigans, which Artanis may be up to. Artanis just using his probe to scout around. He does see that he has the expansion. SirLoui is droning very hard, so he's trying to get that early economic advantage over his opponent, especially when this expansion does become saturated. If we take a quick look at the mineral count, it is pretty even, but SirLoui does have a slight advantage due to his heavy droning. Don't know what's going on here. Sorry, computer problems, people. We shall work past it. We see 2 more gateways going down. With that cybernetics core, we could see a 3-gate expo for Artanis. We see he does have a sentry out, and he has gone dual gas. Excuse me. So we could see significant sentry usage or heavy gas units later on in the game. SirLoui is still droning significantly hard, still trying to get that economic advantage over his opponent. So he would try and be able to swarm his opponent and just drown him and grind him down in sheer weight of numbers, which what Zerg is particularly useful for. We can see Artanis is going to put down expansion as soon as he has the minerals for it, so he will be on even base terms with SirLoui. Metabolic boost is almost finished. These 4 Zerglings are going to poke up the ramp to see what they can see. Sentries making use of those force fields, trying to trap those Zerglings. If we take a quick look at SirLoui's vision, he does see that the expansion has gone down, so he's going to try and circle around and again harass this line. A lot of sentries have been walked in for Artanis, so he is probably expecting a mass number of Zerglings or mass number of Bailings. So force field placement will be the deciding factor in several of the early game engagements. We see a forge going down for Artanis, coupled with 2 pylons here. This creates an effective funnel so Zerglings can't just hug the walls and just slip straight into his mineral line when his expansion is saturated. We see SirLoui's expansion is saturated, and he's going for double gas. So Lair is being researched. So again, Balings are a possibility, because with Lair you can get the centrifugal hooks, which is the speed upgrade for Balings, which is necessary to get a decent surround on units. Pro transfer for Artanis, so this Nexus will be operational and fully mining very shortly. SirLoui just moving around with Zerglings just to check if he has any more expansions or if he's put any sort of pylons down or started any early aggression. We can see a significant force of sentries with a Zealot and a Stalker. If we take a quick look at the unit counting station, we can see he has 9 sentries, a Stalker, and 2 Zealots. The sentries will play a significant part, as I've said, in the early game engagements, especially with these Zerglings. We can see a macro hatchery going down for SirLoui, so he will be able to drone up significantly or keep pumping out those units as required. The destructible rocks for SirLoui's second expansion, third base, is being removed, so it looks like he is going to expand there, trying to get the 1 base lead on of his opponent. 1 more Stalker and Zealot being warped in for Artanis, and he looks like he's going to have a push and a probe just to test what SirLoui has at the minute. He does have 2 spine crawlers at his natural, 1 conveniently placed so nothing again can hug the wall and slip past, just like what Artanis had with his pylon and forge block. We see an expansion going down, not at where you expect your opponent to expand again, but to the left hand side of the base. So if Artanis doesn't scout this may provide SirLoui with the economic advantage that he has been looking for, and which Zerg needs against a Protoss. We can see the spine crawler is moving, getting plenty of reach onto that ramp. Drone transfer going to the second expansion, and we do have a significant number of Zerglings. Now, it doesn't appear to be a Baling nest. There it is, halfway done. So he is going to go for the centrifugal hook upgrades as soon as that is finished, and use Balings to try and do as much damage to Artanis' mineral lines as possible. Again, because of the nature of the cliff and the back of the main, we could see Overlord upgrades, which you can get with the Hive, speed and ventral sacks, which turns them into transports, so he would be able to just fly over this cliff, bypassing any defense which could be around here, and just roll into his mineral line and blow everything up. Again, with the main, he can go all the way up the side of the map, drop his Balings along here, destroy his mineral line, and maybe take out a couple of his unit producing facilities. External thermal lance is being researched for Artanis, with his first Colossi halfway done. So with these sentries placing force fields, that Colossus will be able to kite the Zerglings before they do too much damage. Third expansion, fourth base going down for SirLoui. Again, still 1 base ahead of Artanis, keeping that advantage as Zerg needs. SirLoui has overlords at practically most of the other expansion points that Artanis may go to, so he will be able to see when he starts expanding further and further out. This will provide SirLoui with the means to start harassing, possibly, when the expansion is early and undefended. First Colossus has finished, and it's now out on the field. Looks like Artanis is going to push with this significant force. If we take a quick look at the unit counting station, we have a Colossus, 14 Zealots, 4 Stalkers, and 10 Sentries. Infestors. Great force field placement by Artanis, trapping those Zerglings, practically taking them for free, preventing the Balings from rolling in there and doing the damage that SirLoui was looking for. we can see a significant amount of infestors are on the field, so fungal growth on the Zealots and Stalkers will be used heavily. There also is a chance of Neuroparasite on the Colossus if he does decide to research into that, just to gain an additional unit for free. 4 High Templars have been warped in. Psystorm is on its way, so Artanis is looking to use Psystorm against those groups of Zerglings and Balings to do significant amounts of damage. You see, Neuroparasite is being researched, though there is a possibility of it being used against the Colossus or against any of Artanis' units. SirLoui being a little bit supply blocked due to the sniping of that Overlord, which will take him a second or two to clear. He does have 3 Overlords on the way, so it doesn't matter that much. Ventral Sacs being researched, so with Balings out on the field, we can expect to see Baling drops sometime soon. And we can see he's massing Overlords where his Balings are being rallied, so that is a definite. Artanis doesn't have that many Stalkers to deal with the Overlords if he does meet them over the way. Sentries could deal a significant amount of damage, but depending how SirLoui waypoints this, it could potentially go either way. Looks like SirLoui is starting to mass up, just to start loading up. Artanis does have a significant amount of High Templars to deal with mass blocks of units, which Zerg tend to use. We don't have a second Colossus out on the field yet, and we see 2-2 being researched for SirLoui, and currently we have no upgrades aside from ground weapons level 2, which is just finished. So that is negated by SirLoui's 2 armor, so SirLoui does have the advantage. We see Artanis is pretty much mined out at his main, so a drop there would be ineffective. We see Overlords are moving into position. Zerglings are going to try and harass. Great fungal growth by the infestors. Sentries are blocking the Zerglings off. Psystorms are going on all around. Balings are being dropped on top of everything, and they just wipe everything out. Great play by SirLoui. And he takes another High Templar for free, turning his back. He can't watch the horror. Stalkers have been walked in to try and deal with these Overlords, but the Zerglings are just nipping away at their backs. 1 photon cannon isn't going to be enough. Fungal growth does go down. These Overlords are going to panic Artanis, probably, but no, he warps in Zealots instead of Sentries, which is a sensible thing to do against this mass amount of Zerglings, and he drives it away. Infested just trying to squirrel away, gets cut down easily. More High Templar are being warped in for Artanis, which did an effective job against those mass Zerglings, especially with Sentries pinning them in, preventing their escape. We can see Artanis had to cancel a Nexus because of these Zerglings. Great harassment again. We're going to see another Baling drop, possibly on the mineral line instead of the army. There isn't as many Balings as last time, so Zerglings are going to attack the Zealots and the High Templar. You're going to force Artanis to draw out in the front, and he's going to Baling drop on the army yet again, but the High Templar are moving away. Balings are being dropped, they're just destroying the Zealots. All the Zerglings have been wiped out because of the Psystorms. There's only Balings left. Again, wiped out by a Baling drop above. Brilliant play by SirLoui. More Zealots are being warped in, and currently Artanis has nothing to deal with these Baling drops. They're proving absolutely devastating. Artanis is completely mined out at his main. We can see 2 Stargates are going down, so Phoenixes and or Void Rays will be out on the field to deal with this. Take a quick look. He does have this expansion up, and he is really not letting go. 6 photon cannons are up.